Welcome to a world where stories breathe and their whispers caress the ear of the universe. Your warm light gives wings to these tales, and with one subscribe, turn this journey into an endless voyage. Now, let's get lost in this episode, and when it ends, tell me in a comment, I crave the next story. How could I have known that moment would change my life completely? It was just an ordinary day, until I walked into that room. When I noticed the door was slightly open, something inside me shifted. Within seconds, I could have turned back, ignored it, but I didn't. Because in that moment, when I realized what I was looking at, I knew nothing would ever be the same again, and yes, I was the one at fault here. Because I was the one who started it and the one who didn't stop it. George was at work. The house was quiet, but I heard faint noises coming from upstairs. Elliot was in his room. At first, I didn't think much of it, just another moment of a young man lost in his own world. But maybe he'd like a coffee. A little conversation might be nice. As I walked up the stairs, I tried to figure out where the sounds were coming from. When I got closer to his room, I noticed the door was slightly ajar. I took a breath, about to call out to him, but then my eyes landed on Elliot. He was sitting on his bed, his laptop on his lap, the bright screen casting a glow on his face. His hands were moving, and at first, I thought he was just watching something exciting, maybe an action movie. But as I took one more step, changing my angle, I felt my blood drain from my face. That was the moment I realized exactly what Elliot was doing. My eyes caught the reflection on the screen, and a cold wave washed over me. I hadn't expected this. I hadn't wanted to see this. Elliot scrambled, trying to compose himself, frantically lowering the volume on his laptop. But it was too late. The moment had already happened. When our eyes met, his face turned bright red, the shame in his eyes undeniable awe. I'm sorry, he stammered, looking away. I felt frozen in place. The door, I started, but I had no idea what I was even trying to say. A strange warmth spread through me. I was embarrassed, yes, but my mind was also racing with thoughts I couldn't quite grasp. I quickly stepped out of the room, my heart pounding against my chest. I pressed my hands to my face, trying to steady my breath. What the hell was that? I whispered to myself. What had I just done? Why had I been so careless? But was I the only one at fault here? Stop it, Darlene, I told myself sternly. But the chaos inside me, it was triggered by more than just what I had seen. Elliot was 23 now. He wasn't a kid anymore. But I was also 47, a woman who had experienced her fair share of shame in life. I had never been in a situation like this before, but I knew exactly what shame felt like. I stood frozen in the hallway, my heart still racing. I ran my fingers through my hair, trying to pull myself together. When Elliot appeared at the doorway, he adjusted the collar of his shirt, cleared his throat, and kept his eyes averted. Darlene, I'm sorry. I thought I had closed the door, he said, his voice unsure but sincere. I quickly shook my head, looking away. No, actually, I should be the one apologizing. I should have knocked before coming in, I said hurriedly, not really knowing what else to say. Silence. But this wasn't just any silence. We had lived in the same house for years, but this was the first time we had ever looked at each other like this. The first time there was this kind of tension between us. I should head downstairs and start preparing something for dinner, I said quickly, turning toward the stairs. My voice was trembling, but I was trying to hold it together. Elliot didn't say anything. He just followed me with his eyes, as if he was trying to piece something together in his mind.